Okay, so next question is, hope this is the right place to ask. It is. It's Hump Day Hangouts. That's what this is for. So keep them coming. Just getting started and have a question about YouTube video URLs for syndication, backlinking, and use in Drive Stacks. For each YouTube video, do you recommend using all versions, long and short URLs, plus the long and short playlist URL version of each video and playlists? Also, if you are constantly adding new videos to playlists and rearranging the order, does that break those previously used long and short video URLs? If changes screw them up, then where should they be used and not be used so as not to create a playlist video URL problem down the road? Thanks. All right, so the first part of that is long and short URLs plus long and short playlist URLs, versions of each video in the playlist. All right, to keep things simple, the long version of the YouTube, so like the watch question mark equals URL on YouTube. So the full domain, www.youtube.com/watch question mark equals, and then the video ID, that kind of stuff. Those are the better URLs to use for SEO purposes anyways. There are multiple versions of a YouTube URL, and there was at some time where we would do all kinds of crazy stuff. We'd get, in fact, one of our members of our mastermind, Uwe, he had a Google sheet that you could just drop the YouTube URL in and it would spit out, like, in all those different rows, all the different versions of the YouTube URL. And it does make sense to, if you're doing like a lot of mass link building, to use different versions of the URL. But if you're just doing some traditional SEO stuff, really the best URL to use is just the regular long URL of the video watch URL, not the short share URL, because that's a 302 redirect. You can put that into a redirect checker and you'll see that all that does is redirect to the long version, the watch URL, essentially the watch page URL. So just use those. Now, as far as the playlist, I'm not sure if when you change the position of a video within a playlist, if the playlist URL for that particular video changes. I believe it does, but I'm not 100% sure. But it doesn't really matter, because think of a playlist as just a container, right? So all you really need to do is use the playlist URL, and then all of the other SEO work that you do will be to the individual URLs for each video within the playlist, so that even if you rearrange the positions of the videos within the playlist, it won't matter, because that you're not using the playlist URL for that video. You're just, if you're going to be link building, for example, to the playlist, you just use the playlist URL, which is just a container anyways. No matter where those other videos are within that container, it's not going to affect the playlist URL. The individual videos within the playlist, if you're trying to use the playlist share URL for that video, that may change. And you could easily determine that by just going into a demo playlist or whatever playlist you have, right? Copying 3 or 4 of the links, the playlist URL links for each video, right? So just copy 3 or 4 of them and then go rearrange them, and then copy the new URLs, or once it's been rearranged, copy the URL for that same video and put it in a notepad file and look, has it changed any? If it has, then yes, it could change it. I don't know that it would break the previous URLs, or if it would just auto redirect or what, I don't know. But honestly, typically it sounds like that's way overcomplicating things, in my opinion. Typically, all I do for video SEO stuff is I use the watch page URL, the longer URL for each video. Then I'll create a playlist. Then it's about the interlinking within the videos within the playlist, and then do additional SEO to the playlist URL itself, or playlist embeds, which is also very, very powerful. But in either case, that's still just a single container, essentially, that you're optimizing. So does anybody else want to comment on that with anything different?
No, that's fine. I posted the URL not to use at somewhere down the bottom. It's the .be version of the URL. You don't want to use that.
That's the share URL. Yeah.
Yep.
And those are the 302 redirects, right? So, all right, Dan says, so yeah, just to clarify, I would not overcomplicate this. There's a lot of SEO tricks that work, temporarily, that you can get some beneficial results from, but really to keep things simple and long lasting. I mean, it's been like from the onset of YouTube, the strategy or the method that I just mentioned works. It still works today. So,
by the way, I still have that spreadsheet
from Uwe.
Yep,
yeah.
I still have it.
That's awesome. There was another tool that Damon Nelson had called VidPenguin. VidPenguin, and it was a tool that essentially that's all it did was it would create a bunch of, it would create all the variations of a YouTube URL, and then it would put them into an RSS feed, and then burn a feed burner feed from the RSS feed that was just an RSS feed of all the YouTube URLs for that particular video. And that was called VidPenguin. I don't know if he still supports that or anything else. You could always just go search online for it and see. And if so, that's a tool that does something similar to what we were just talking about. But again, I mean, in my opinion, a lot of that stuff isn't really necessary. That you can get results doing what we talk about, just doing traditional SEO stuff on the videos and in sending engagement signals, guys. It's so powerful. And we talk about that many, many times, but just, you can buy actual views from Google directly, and it's completely within terms of service. In fact, they encourage it. And if you buy relevant views, you're going to see incredible results. If you're applying both SEO and engagement signals, you'll see really good results.